In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the brand new JND435 Infinity Square. And this die has been designed to be a beautiful background on its own, but also to work perfectly in with things like your grand notched frames or your standard frames that we've done. And that goes from anywhere from the 5-inch, 6-inch to the 7-inch, as the 7-inch I've used here. And it just gives us a whole new centre and something to do with our dies that we've already got. So let's see how this one's made. So to make this beautiful card, we're just going to use the Infinity Square, which works as a perfect panel to fit all of your other dies that we've done in the Frame Maker range, and it gives you something different to do in there. So this is the JND435 Infinity Square, and obviously to decorate this we're using the other two new release dies, the JND501 Stitched Dogwood and the JND502 Stitched Leaves, which just all work perfectly together. So you can use them on their own, or you can use them in combination with your frame makers as we've got on this one. So it is a simple cut. All I've got here is a piece of card that's cut to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 in coconut white. And all I need to do is to place my die down, use my Craft Artist low tack tape it down. It's nice and evenly in the centre, although it doesn't matter because obviously it's going to be framed. We simply run that through and we cut that, and we get this beautiful panel here with all of that really fine detail showing. But we wanted to use the other dies in the set and show how they can be done and how they can be used. So all we do is take a square of black card. Now I've got a piece of black card here, and I've already cut out the smaller die from the center. So I'm going to tie that together and just put them down nice and simply, and you can see there we see through absolutely beautifully. But of course we can repeat cut this to get these other elements cut out. So all I want to do is to take that die and slide it in. I pop it underneath, and you might find using your pokey tool is the best thing for this. So get it into the right place. It's always easier when you do it than when you're actually explaining it. So I've got it there in the right place to cut that one out. I take a little bit of the low tack tape, just tape that down and pull my piece away. And what I'm going to do is I'll bring in my machine and just show you. It's a simple piece to cut. We just run it through, you take it off like that. So it's not enormously time consuming to make this bigger background. So you can see there, I'll take this, put it back on, and there we have our second piece. We then simply take again the die and slide it in until we're happy for the next piece. Again, tape down, hold it in place, tape it down, and we simply run that one through. And you can repeat that as many times as you want to. You could work it out mathematically, but it's really not worth it. It takes no time to actually make a background just like this. So you can see there, there's my panel, and there you can see it fits. So once that's done, you're going to foam mount it together, and I've got one here I've already done, where I've taken the other colours out. And I actually cut mine originally in the waste piece from cutting the larger grand notched frame. And I'm simply then, I've added some foam tape onto the back. So I've foam taped the first layer onto the second layer like that. And then I've added a little bit more of foam tape. And then I've taken the panel that's come from this third layer here, and I'm simply going to add that on. Now be careful, as it is a little bit smaller, so if you haven't got the magic mat, don't stick it down because it's not going to move, but it won't do on this. And then I've taken this waste piece here from the center and taken the next die down in the set. Now if you match it up exactly, it will give you a beautiful little frame. So we run that through and cut that, and this is the piece we'll get. And again, I've added a little bit of foam tape onto the back of here, just so I've got that little perfect central button in the middle. So we'll take our piece, we'll take our frame. So my frame's been made up using JND435 and JND500, which are the grand notched frames. But as you can see, that is the perfect frame for this. So it gives it a whole new area, a whole new sort of look to it. And then we would simply decorate that. So I've got some of the leaves that come within the stitched dogwood leaves. So I've got some leaves here cut in green. And I've made up some flowers in this same sort of mulberry colour. And the mulberry colour has come from the coordinations pack, canvas card packs. And this has come from the lilac set. So I've made up a little set of flowers here. And I'm just going to gently fold against this stitch line these leaves. And as you can see there, gives us the perfect little pop-up section. There we go. Just like that. So to glue these on, I'm going to use a little bit of glue glaze just on the spine. So use it exactly where the fold is. We'll do this for the larger one and I can show you. So just on the spine, that way they'll glue down perfectly and they won't go flat. And I'm using glue glaze for that as it's a lot easier. So you can see they're glued onto the spine. That one's picked up on my fingers. There we go. So I can just arrange that down nicely. We'll take the matching one there. And again, glued perfectly. I'm going to take one of the smaller and again, just fold that one up. I like to create my flowers and things in a sort of triangle shape. As I was always taught at art college that was the most pleasing look, is to keep things in the sort of triangle focus. And it's a habit that's very hard to break. So here's our smaller ones, and I'm going to pull them a little bit further out because obviously it's going to be covered with our flowers. And then to add our flowers, I'm going to use 3D glue gel again from Craft Artist, and just onto, oh, I think this one might be finished. There we go, let's get a little bit out. So onto a cocktail stick, take your flower onto the cocktail stick. You can place it in position and pull your cocktail stick out. Keeps it nice and neat. So I've got 2 large flowers there. Three, 4, and 5 with the smaller flower. We might go right up there. There we go. And you can see there then I've got a beautiful framed card made using that stunning infinity die.